It is essentially what we did on the block. It's just with word problems now instead. So this won't be anything terribly new other than can you set up a word problem? That's the focal point of what we're doing today. But we are also going to talk about what some of those angles are called to set up the word problem. So the first thing that we're going to look at here, that is not a highlighter, is called an angle of elevation. Okay. So if you think of like in an airplane, right? They say we're at an elevation of 2,000 feet. That's, if you think airplanes, right? Up in the sky. So elevation is, an elevator takes you up. It also takes you down. But think up, right? Elevation. You elevate your eyes. You look up. Versus what's called an angle of depression. And angles of depression are usually the ones that cause the most trouble for people. Oh, yucky. I've got my Algebra 2 stuff over there. Let me just move this for you. Okay. Angle of depression is the one that gets confused because a lot of times when people are trying to set up a problem, they put the angle of depression in the wrong place. Okay. Here's how an angle of depression works. You have to start at eye level. So if this lifeguard looks out, right, this is eye level. Sorry, I went to cursive. The angle of depression says from eye level, you look down, which means the angle that's being formed is this angle. Do you see that same angle anywhere else? AIA, there's alternate interior angles. It's down here, right? So this swimmer's angle of elevation, the swimmer had to look up at the lifeguard, is the lifeguard's angle of depression looking down, okay? So where you have to be careful is if this is the triangle that we're working with, don't put it here. Everyone wants to put it there. Don't. Go from the horizontal down if it's an angle of depression. Angles of elevation don't usually get confused. So I'm going to show you both. We're going to set up a few problems, and then I'm going to set you free to try them. Oh, party in the hall. All right, so angle of elevation. Let's just look at number one. Number one has a unique piece to it that you have to be paying attention to, but it's very doable. Here's what it says. Casey sights the top of an 80-foot tall lighthouse at an angle of elevation of 58 degrees. Now, here's the thing that can trip you up if you're not paying attention. If Casey is 6 feet tall, how far is he standing from the base of the lighthouse? Okay, so normally we would draw a picture, but they drew us a nice picture just to represent the angles. So we're going to borrow that picture. You may just do the work right up here. I'm going to bring mine down, but you can just do it right on that and draw yourself an arrow. So this is essentially the picture we're working with. It said Casey is how tall? 6 feet. Okay, so that right there is 6 feet. What else do we know? The lighthouse itself, which is the whole lighthouse, right? Not just the triangle, is 84 feet. Okay. What else do we know?
Angle of elevation.
The angle of elevation. Where does that go? Where it says angle of elevation. It's not always going to say that because you're going to draw the picture. But it would go right here, right? 58 degrees. What are we solving for? How far he's standing from the lighthouse. So do you see where that is represented here? It's the horizontal, right? It's this side of that triangle. Okay. So I'm going to ditch the lighthouse. You don't have to redraw, but I just want you to see it a little more crisp here. This is 58. This is 6. This is 84. And we're trying to find that. Do you see it? What do we need? We're missing something that we need. we don't need the hypotenuse. We need what? The opposite of the angle, right? Across from the angle. This is the side we're going to be able to find. Can anyone tell me how we find that length of the triangle? Yeah, just take the 6 away. If this is 6, because this is 6, you're just going to go 84 minus 6. So this piece right here is 78. Now, ignore the chaos and look at what matters. The only things that matter right now are that triangle. Can you tell me which trig function we're going to use from that triangle? TOA, right? Opposite would be this guy. Adjacent is this guy. Opposite, adjacent. So we're using the tangent. What always comes after the trig function? The angle. So the tangent of 58 equals what? 78 over x. Okay, when the variable's in the denominator, how did we solve this? We multiply both sides by x. So we multiply there and we multiply there. Now you have x times the tangent of 58 equals 78. And then what? Divide by the tangent of 58. Divide by the tangent of 58. How'd you do last night with plugging things in? Did you get reasonable answers when you plugged them in? Type in 78 divided by tan 58. What do you get? 48. And this is a length, and it's working in feet, so 48.7 feet. Okay? Okay. I want you to try number 2. Your answer is not, you know what? No, I take it back. We'll go back to number 2 maybe. I want you to go to number 5. I forget that I'm doing this for my 5th period and I have to leave. So let's go to number 5. I want you to see if you can set this up, considering what I just told you about angles of depression, right? You start at eye level and you go down from eye level. What does your triangle look like? Okay. So this one says a lifeguard is sitting on a platform. We're going to redraw it. Here's your lifeguard sitting on a platform. It's a goofy looking platform. Looking down at a swimmer in the water. Here's your swimmer. Are any of you swimmers? I loved swimming. I swam for a very long time. If the lifeguard's line of sight is 8 feet above the ground. So if the line of sight of the lifeguard, right, that's where your eyeballs would be, is 8 feet above the ground. Where is that 8 feet going to be? Your ground would be where the pool is, right? So the swimmer's technically in the ground right now, if you will. Where is the 8? Where the lifeguard is sitting. This right here, right, is going to be 8 feet. Where is the angle of depression? Okay, so you could do it from the swimmer because it's an angle of elevation that matches up with the angle of depression. But the actual angle of depression is eye level looking down. So this angle right here, that's your angle of depression. But it's also the same as this angle because those are alternate interiors, okay? So you can call this 18 degrees, which means you could call this 18 degrees. Do you see a different way that you could do it where you don't use 18 as your number? Yeah. If you would rather, this is a right angle too, okay? So 90 minus 18 means this angle is 72. I don't care which way you do. You can do alternate interiors or you can make them add up to 90. Whatever makes more sense to you is great. But that'll be your setup then, okay? So we have our angle. We have that the height is 8. The question is, how far away is the swimmer from the lifeguard? What are we finding? The hypotenuse. If this is the right angle of the, we'll call this the pink triangle right here, right? You're finding that piece of it. You see that? And I'm telling you guys, the trickiest part about today is putting things in the right spot. The easy part is the SOHCAHTOA part today because you've done it, okay? So just be careful when you're setting up the pictures, what that looks like. Do you want to use 18 or 72? 18. Okay, so if we're going to use the 18, remember you always start at the angle. Which two sides do we have?
8.
The 8 is your opposite. The X is your hypotenuse. So if it's opposite and hypotenuse, do y'all remember how to spell SOHCAHTOA? SOHCAHTOA, right? So this is what? Sine. This is sine. So we're going to say the sine of 18 equals what? 8 over x. Has anyone picked up on the pattern that always happens with these? You multiply by x and then you divide. So every time, if you need a little shortcut, it's always this divided by that when all is said and done. Have you realized that yet? You're welcome to do that if that's the case. Multiply by x, multiply by x. So now you have x times the sine of 18 equals 8. And now we divide by the sine of 18, divide by the sine of 18. So this is what you're plugging into your calculator. 8 divided by the sine of 18. And what do you get? 24.6 feet. Okay, questions on that? Okay. Oh, yep, go.
So, like I did it, so I used the opposite, so I did tan instead of sine, because I put the x at the bottom, and I also got 24.6.
You put x at the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I thought it was like how far away, so I was measuring like the length.
I wonder what they intended. I guess you could argue. You took it down here? Oh, see, I'm thinking the lifeguard is here and the swimmer's here. Oh, it's not? Oh. That's interesting. See how important it is that you put things in the right place? If the lifeguard's line of sight is 8 feet above the ground and the angle of depression to the swimmer is 18 degrees, how far away is the swimmer from the lifeguard? I'll make sure the wording is very clear what that would be, because I guess you could argue either one of those, right? The swimmer to the, because in my head, the lifeguard's here, right? So the lifeguard isn't here because they're elevated. Were they elevated on the, yeah. Okay. Okay, so if you did it this way, the way I did it, it was 25 point what? 9. Okay, if you did it this way, 24.6. Here's the thing, you guys. If you drew me a picture like that and it both made sense, I'd give you either one, because you could argue that this works or you could argue that that works. I will make your instructions on the test very clear which one is which. I don't feel like that one is very clear. Or maybe that's just my perspective. Maybe it was more clear to you. How many of you would see it the way that I just laid it out, the hypotenuse? How many of you see it the other way? Oh yeah, that's like half and half. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try number 6. I'm gonna not talk. I'm gonna let you try to set this up. See if you can set up. A pilot in a helicopter spots a landing pad below. If the angle of depression is 73 degrees and the horizontal distance to the pad is 1,200 feet, what is the altitude of the helicopter? Give that a go. Okay, you can ignore me for now. I'm just going to be drawing my picture. I am not an artist. Don't judge my picture. We're going to call this a helicopter. It's a helicopter. Not sure why, but it's a helicopter. Okay. Should make someone else come up here and draw the helicopter. Anybody? Okay, a pilot in a helicopter spots a landing pad below. So somewhere down here, there's a landing pad. If the angle of depression is 7, no, I did not draw this to scale. That's okay. Here's your angle of depression, right? Looking down. And the horizontal distance to the pad is 1,200 feet. So the distance to the pad horizontally is 1,200. So here's your triangle. Did y'all get that angle of depression? Yeah? This is not drawn to scale because that does not look like 73 degrees. But you could do alternate interiors there, or you could subtract, which would make this much bigger angle, 17 degrees. Again, not drawn to scale. What is the altitude? Which one are we finding?
That's like height.
The vertical, the height, yeah. So this is your altitude, okay? So what trig function did you use? Tangent. Yeah, you're going to say the tangent of what? Always the angle. So start at the angle. The tangent of 73 equals, opposite is your x, adjacent, sorry, is 1,200. Okay, how do you solve that? Multiply by 1,200. Okay, so you're plugging this into your calculator. You get, what'd you get? Let's go nearest foot. 3,925 feet. Did you not get that? Oh, what happened? Side note, do you know how much sugar is in that thing? It's like 58 grams of sugar. Does it? In a small can, in a normal can? Oh, man. My kid got one of those the other day, and I was like, yep, you can't drink that. Not that whole thing. That's crazy. Okay, angles of elevation. From eye level, you look up. Angles of depression. From eye level, you look down. Cool? Cool. Okay, let's check the homework.